You're watching an LT at the brand new Fujitsu Lifebook U772 Ultrabook here in an unboxing. This is the red version, and actually let's check out the technical details which you can find on the side on the box in really a big matter. You can see here that we have a hard drive actually inside, of course 3G actually in here, and there's even a docking station. So this is one of the best Ultrabooks out there, and it's not only available in red, but this is the red version, so you don't have to be afraid to not be accepted with your co-workers with this device. And there's actually even a fingerprint reader inside. So yeah, this has the Intel Ivy bridge. It's out now, and of course, as all the Ultrabooks, it costs quite a much, but not too much. So it starts at $9.99. So let's unbox it, and then we will also compare it with the Toshiba Z930 Ultrabook, which is I think the only one that could beat this device in maybe terms of battery life and performance. And one really interesting thing first in this unboxing is there's two boxes inside, but actually only here this slim box. Here this one has all the content, so it says accessories on here, but this one is actually completely empty, which is quite interesting. I will show you in a second. Let me take out the other one too. All the contents that are already falling out. I'm sorry for that. I will pick it up in a minute. But let's see. So we have here this accessory box, which open it up like this, and it's empty. So the box could be half this big. I don't know. Maybe Fujitsu has too much money to ship everything from Japan. But well, as you saw on the other box, there is inside the manual, which fell out, and a bunch of DVDs, which I have to pick up from the ground now. So yes, so we had the manual, and then we have a driver CD, Mobile Portfolio 2012, Lifebook and Stylistic for Fujitsu. So this is the utilities and drivers, your extra programs. And then we have 3 recovery DVDs for Windows Professional SP1 that's on here. So this is a business device, and it also has Windows Live Essentials, Windows Office 2010, you know, the starter version, Excel and Word, and so on and so on. Nothing interesting in here. 32-bit and 64-bit Windows 7 Professional, so you can decide which you want to install. But of course, it's soon time for Windows 8, so you can also upgrade for $14.99 as usual. So let's see what else we get here inside the box, because there's of course not only the Ultrabook, but we need a charger. So let me take this out. Actually, I can do it so we can see something. First of all, that what we will get here is a little adapter, which is quite nice because this is the network adapter. The notebook is so slim that the network didn't fit inside. I will show you in a minute why. Then we have, of course, as I said, the power. For power you need a big ass cable. I don't know if this needs to be this big. Asus and Apple actually made this smaller, and of course here the charger itself is even a big bulky device itself, so that could be really a lot smaller. But maybe next time in the next version, which also should have then the backlit keyboard, as Fujitsu was telling me on this C-bit. So this one has one bad thing: it doesn't have a backlit keyboard, but anything else that you want from an Ultrabook is inside. So it has HDMI, USB 3, network, as you saw, with an adapter, a really beautiful color. It's not only grayish, it's red, as I said, already available in a different color, I think in that gray tone I was telling you about just a second ago. And then on the bottom you can see this is the only Ultrabook which actually has docking station port. Here on the top actually there is the SIM card reader, which is quite nice, of course, for LTE, so of course 4G also. If you want that, that's optional. Otherwise it's only 3G or 3G plus. So we have Kensington, power, USB and headphone port on this side, and nothing interesting actually here. This USB is only 2.0. On the front there's nothing except for some status LEDs, and on the other side we can find a few more ports that are more important. For example, SD card reader, USB 3.0, HDMI, and here is that network adapter port which I was telling you about. So let's see, we have the network adapter here. I have to plug it in like this, and then you can see, if my camera is focusing, the GH2 loves my face but doesn't love the devices. So you can see here, this is actually sticking out like that. It's not too stable, it's a little bit wobbly, but yeah, you can use it, and the cable always goes out in the back. You can't actually plug it in the other way around. This is the only way, so yeah, this is how you have to use it on the back. Otherwise there's nothing, no extra ports, but we will do a comparison in a minute with the Toshiba Z930, which is also the Ivy Bridge version of the last year published 830. So you can see here the display opens up quite far, almost 180 degrees, quite nice, especially for taller people that want to use it in their laps. And yeah, you can really hold it up with one hand. It's not too heavy, feels good. The display is not too heavy, so it will tilt back, but you cannot actually open it up only with one hand because it will go it won't stay on the table. You really have to use two hands or help with a few more fingers. So once you open it up, you can see that you have a really big and beautiful keyboard with a huge touchpad. One bad thing about this touchpad is the buttons, you have to press them really quite hard to really use them. Otherwise, the status LEDs I was telling you about, this is the European keyboard, so the enter will be actually a little bit smaller on the American one. Then we have, of course, here on the top the on and off switch and echo button. One interesting thing is the microphones are here on the bottom. The display is actually 14-inch in a 13-inch chassis, so the bezel is quite slim. And on the top we also have the webcam that, of course, is needed nowadays for Skyping and such things. So we have the Toshiba Z930. You can see here that they are about the same slimness, but actually the Toshiba is a little bit smaller in terms of width. So you can see here on the side there is about 1 centimeter extra for the Fujitsu, but you get an extra 0.7 inches, so that's quite nice. The Toshiba is a real 13.3-inch display, and the Fujitsu has a 14-inch display and a 13-inch chassis. So you can actually see here, let me put it away around the other way, the slimness is about the same, and the ports are actually about the same also. So you can see here, one side, front is not so interesting. Then we have the other side with all the ports. And actually, more interestingly, on the back of the Toshiba there is all the ports. But yeah, the Toshiba is a little bit thicker on the back, but otherwise they're quite the same in terms of heaviness. And let's actually check out the back. So you can see also the Toshiba doesn't have as many options here. And yeah, let's stay with the Fujitsu, which we will of course use for a few days now. We will do of course a test video also, and you can, as I said, buy this already. This is the Fujitsu Lifebook U772 Ultrabook. Thank you much for watching, and I will see you till next time. Please tune in again.